Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. Did start this a little more late than I thought I would. Give me a second here. All right, there we go. All right, cool. If you're listening to archive, make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Make sure that the like button turns blue. Go ahead and share this on your social media platforms. I don't think we're going to be able to finish this first half of the bracket tonight, but we can get it started. Okay, we'll go ahead and get it started. If anything, all right. Just because I came on a little later than I anticipated, but that's okay. You know what I mean? Got all weekend to get this completed, but we're going to do the whole damn thing. All right, by the end of this weekend for sure. All right. Let's see if get this shared out here. Give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and read over some of the members here while I'm at it here. Okay. People want to give a thanks to. All right. We got Diego as a silver member. I appreciate you. BFTB member on the channel. AJ10, Teresa D, Big Dog Willie, Daryl Zapata, ringside reporter, Tony Basuel, Fanon, International Boxing, Biff 0518, member as well, Chicano Prophet, E. Woodson, AMG2, and Jose Anaya joined tonight with a gold membership. I appreciate the support from everybody that supports this channel, right? And this channel is all about, this channel is all about supporting boxing. You know what I mean? Make sure you post something to make sure I'm not alone here. I mean, I see people on here, but nobody's commenting. So I just want to make sure I'm not like frozen or anything like that. You know what I mean? So yesterday, for those that missed it, we did an impromptu. It kind of just happened. I wasn't even coming on live to do it, but we just kind of started doing it, and we drafted out. We selected two eras of welterweights of the last 10 years, like present day in the last 10 years, and welterweights from the 90's and early 2000's. All right. Those are the two eras. The blue is basically what people selected for. Blue is for the last 10 years. All right. And that's that. You know what I mean? And of course, 90's, early 2000's. I was thinking about something else when I was going through that. Big Dog Willie was a member on here. What's going on, bro? I appreciate your support. We are live now doing the Junior Welterweight Tournament. Okay. Gotcha. I haven't checked that one out. These fighters were not selected by me. They were selected by the chat last night. And the matchups were drafted off by the chat members as well. Okay, Ben Omar, I'll see what I could do about that for sure. What's going on? 88 Sports Talk on here. What's up? Jay Souza, Maidana versus Mayorga would be a war. Absolutely it would. Okay? It absolutely would. Yes. All right. We'll see what we could do about a panel. So far, I'm the only panelist right now. It could work with just me as well. All right. We have a point structure. All right. A panel member's vote is worth 10 points. A regular chat is 1 point. Whoever's a silver member gets 2 points. A red dragon is 4 points. And a golden dragon is 6 points worth. Okay. In terms of what the weight of your vote, how much it counts. Okay. If anybody wants on, let me know so we can go ahead and get this started. I don't know if we're going to finish this entire bracket right now, even the first half, because I started late, but at least we can get an idea of how we're going to do this. Okay. So it doesn't matter how many panel members we got. We can still get this done. All right. If you're a member and you join the panel, you just get the 10 points. You don't get like extra points. right? Like, hey, I joined the panel and I'm a gold member. I'm 16 points more than D style. No, okay. But that's that, right? I did not pre-select this draft, guys. I did not pick the matchups. The members did. The subscribers did. Okay, and that's just the way it turned out. Okay, it's just the way it turned out. If you guys want, this is a perfect opportunity. If you want your vote to have more weight, one, you could join the panel, of course. Okay, I gotta know who you are, of course. All right. If you want to join the panel, so you can vote, but also you can, if you want to become a silver member, you double your vote. You get 2 points. If you a silver dragon, that's 2 points. Red dragon, 4 points, and of course the golden dragon is worth 6 points. At any point this weekend, you can upgrade to get more points value to that. How do you do that? You guys could join the membership. I'll post a link in the chat for you to join the membership. All right, let me do that right now. Give me a second. Man, I'm having a horrible time with this. I don't know. But why isn't it working? Give me a second. One moment. There we go. That's the link to join the membership, okay? Right there. Bam. All right. So let's go over the matchups. Okay, the link is in the chat, guys. You could also click to join where it says D-Style Boxing. At low 99 cents, you could double your vote. Okay. So we have a lot of matchups here. All right. Let's go over what the matchups are so far. All right. Let's kind of go over those. Let's go over the first half really quick. Let me do I'm not like ESPN, but I could do it with my own, like. Okay, so this is the first half of the tournament here, okay? Let me bring this down. Hold on. There we go. All right. Why doesn't this go away? Hold on. What the hell's going on? Yes, that's right, 92 IQ. There we go. So that's the first half. Got Manny Pacquiao versus Corey Spinks. I believe AJ 10 picked that. Marcos Maidana versus Ricardo Mayorga. Very interesting matchup. Terrence Crawford versus Oscar De La Hoya. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Pernell Whitaker. Let's see if we can knock these out at the very least today. Okay? Because if we could do that, that can go a long way for us. Okay? But and then of course we got this half right here. All right? Look at this half right here. Let me get the time over here. Give me a second. So this half, so this half, we're looking at a pretty good lineup. Paul Williams versus Shane Mosley. Victor Ortiz versus Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. All right. Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah. Amir Khan versus Buddy McGirt is what we're looking at there. And that's basically the lineup that we're going to be looking at here. Okay. If you guys want a copy of it and look at it, you can look at the community page as well. What's up, D Hodges? How's it going? He says, what's up, D Style? Chat. LWC salute. I'm back. He says, so let's go ahead and talk about it. It looks like for now, if anybody wants to come on, let me know again. Okay. There's a bottom to this bracket. There is. This is just one of part of two. There's still a whole half of the bracket. We're going to knock out as many of these fights as we can right now to get this started. Okay. Let's do a vote right now. Should we start with the left side of the bracket or the right of the bracket? Where should we go? Left side. Big Dog Willie. Let me send you a link right now, actually. Let me send Big Dog Willie a link. All right. It's going to be, it's not by the dot, but about a 2-minute window where people in the chat are going to get to vote. Don't vote because I don't want your the left side, right says Joe Lopez 40 ounce. Go ahead and vote right now, guys. Majority will rule on which section we're going to start with first. All right. Big Dog Willie in the house. What's going on, Big Dog Willie?
What's good?
How's it going, bro? Thanks for joining me, bro.
No problem,
you're ready to go over this tournament here?
Yeah.
Let me get my I got to get my notepad. Hold on, give me a second.
So we have go ahead.
Go ahead.
The first fight is Paul Williams against Shane Mosley.
Well, they're voting right now, but it looks like left is winning. So I don't see left. Eddie LM said left. Okay. It don't matter whatever side says the Hodges. We're going to start with the left. Okay. Which is honestly, it's probably the group of death over here because this is a hell of a lineup.
Yeah,
but here are the rules for everybody. This at their prime when they were welterweights or close to the weight.
At their prime.
Okay, at their prime when they were welterweight. Obviously, if they were lightweight at the prime, they later moved on. Like when they were at their best, close to or at the weight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Like Snoop Dogg says, the left side. Snoop Dogg said that? I don't know. But all right. We're gonna start at the top right now. Okay, is where we're gonna start. I'm looking this way because I'm although I'm not even on camera right now, am I? Hold on. There we go. Let's go ahead and get this started, man. Let's see what we can get out of this. Big Dog Willie, Manny Pacquiao, Corey Spinks. Before you vote, I mean, how do you?
To me, that's too easy. That's too easy.
Right. And by the way, if it's too easy, guys, I'm not even going to count. I'm not going to do the numbers. I'll count them later. By the way, so too easy. How do you think this matchup ends?
I mean, the speed, the angles, the footwork, but I mean, it's just the speed alone and the angles that Corey Spinks can't handle that. I mean, he just can't handle it. He'll get outworked out. He just can't. He can't deal with that. Manny Pacquiao is just a better athlete just in general.
Manny Pacquiao defeats him. You think he knocks him out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I give him 8 at the most.
I know, bro. I think I might go with Corey Spinks by first round knockout.
No, come on, man.
But like 10 people just unsubscribed. I can't do this no more. But let me ask it this way. Is there anyone in the chat that has Corey Spinks winning? Anybody? I want to know who's the dude that's going to say, I got Corey. And I want to ask AJ 10, why did you pick this matchup, AJ? We're just trying to give Manny Pacquiao a bye week. What's going on? And if you don't think he's going to win, tell me how you think Pacquiao wins. Corey don't even have himself winning, says 88. Corey's going to come on here and vote for Pacquiao, bro. D. Hodges, I don't know what you're saying. You're saying he's naturally 154. Are you arguing that Corey Spinks wins? Or am I misinterpreting that? AJ 10 says he picked this matchup because he wanted heavy hitters in the later rounds. He gave Pacquiao a bye week, bro.
Okay.
He just didn't want like a good matchup to be spoiled first.
I feel him. I feel him. The top seed against the lower seed. I feel him.
D. Hodges says Corey will eat all his. D. Hodges, are you going to be the dude that's going to vote for Corey Spinks?
And no trolling, man. Be honest. No trolling. Be honest.
What's up, EJ? If you want on, EJ, let me know. Corey will eat all his shit. By the way, I think 88's this is the comment of the day so far. Okay. Corey don't even have himself winning. Okay. I think it's safe to say press 1 if you got Pacquiao, press 2 if you got Corey Spinks. Let's get this out of the way now. I got Corey and Big Dog Willie has Corey. It's already 20 points. I don't think anybody's going to catch up. D Hodges voted, bro. He voted for Corey Spinks, bro. Why D Hodges? I need to hear this.
He probably had a hard time before.
No way, A-Rod. A-Rod picked Corey too. Wow. Hey, D Hodges, if he was too big, why Zab Judah not come out? Second fight. Best performance of Judah's career, maybe? Hey, if people want to waste their vote trolling, hey. If you're going to troll, might as well do it with this one, right? I mean, it's not going to have any consequence. So, all right, guys. Manny Pacquiao, by no surprise, wins by dominating fashion. Okay, Manny Pacquiao will advance to the round of 16. He has advanced. Okay.
Okay.
You want me to stay here or go in my room?
And 92 IQ is saying he don't know how Corey Spinks was, so I don't know if he voted or not, but he did vote. So, I mean, Corey Spinks was okay. You know what I mean? He did have that win over Mayorga and very disciplined fight. That fight had that feud with Judah, but he, ultimately Judah beat him. D Hodges saying Pacquiao gets knocked. Dude, ain't no way Corey Spinks gonna knock anybody out, bro. Okay. Corey Spinks was Paulie Malignaggi before Paulie Malignaggi was Paulie Malignaggi. All right. Okay. Bro, this one is it. I don't think any of these guys are going to win the whole tournament, but this one's good. Marcos Maidana versus Ricardo Mayorga. All right. I got
Mayorga. All right. I seen that. I got Mayorga.
Oh, wow. Right out of the gate, you got Mayorga, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you got to explain to me why you got Mayorga.
Because you say in their prime, Mayorga in the prime was like top 3 on welterweight. Madonna was never that high, in my opinion.
Okay.
And Madonna did get beat up by Amir Khan.
Well, here's my counter. So, yeah, he got. First of all, I think that fight could have gone either way. I think Khan just got away in that fight too. But the best version of themselves at welterweight is the one that got with Robert Garcia, and defeated Adrian Broner at 147 pounds. And that gave Floyd some pretty good matches.
I thought that Adrian Broner was not serious in that fight. To me, I don't think he. I think he was starting to fall off at that point.
Gotcha. Okay.
And right, so the Floyd, he roughed up Floyd. I think Floyd kind of took him lightly, but in the second fight, you seen what really happened.
Well, as good as Floyd is, though, that's a fighter that can make adjustments from one round to the other. And he had a hard time adjusting to Maidana. It took him about half the fight.
Yeah,
I'm playing devil's advocate. Yeah,
I think Maidana. That was Maidana's. I wouldn't say he was in his prime, but I think that was Maidana's. Well, I think that's Maidana's best performance was against Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. I like what people in the chat are saying, man. There's a mix here. This one's going to be close, bro. What type of a fight is it to you, though? Like fight of the year candidate type fight?
Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, this fight.
I don't think Mayorga is going to just wipe him out, but I'll say 8-4, 7-5.
Yeah. Look at Mayorga in awards today, did 10 in Nicaragua versus Argentina. Man, this was tough, bro. This was tough for me. But I agree with you. The Mayorga that beat Vernon Forrest was a beast. Six-head Lewis, beast. Okay? This guy was a beast. So I got Mayorga. All right? That's 20 points for Mayorga already. Chat, press 1 if you have Maidana. Press 2 if you have Ricardo Mayorga. Let's do this. Maidana, Mayorga. I'm sorry. I think Maidana 1, Mayorga 2. Wow. It's not enough, guys. It's not enough for Maidana.
As a chat, why they think? As one of the people on the chat, why they think Madonna would be? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Well, why do you guys think Maidana beats Mayorga? Give your case, guys. By the way, it's over, guy. I mean, AJ 10 put 2 for Mayorga. AJ Boxing Live, what's going on? It's Mayorga won it. There's not enough votes for Maidana. AJ Boxing Live he might turn it around because he just joined the panel and his votes will be worth 10 points. EJ, who wins? Maidana versus Mayorga. Any change of heart?
Yeah, Mayorga.
It's over, guys.
Mayorga.
Yeah, it's over now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over. So
yeah, I can tell you why, though. I can tell you why.
We want to know what's up. Why did you win?
He's got people like Vernon Forrest on this list. He's got Andrew Sixhead Lewis, and like the Corey Spinks fight. If the referee wasn't kicking the points, he could have won that fight as well. Just beat better names, man. My Mayorga at welterweight was savage at welterweight, bro.
Plus, isn't a guy that's going to stand right in front of you basically what Mayorga wants? I mean, did anybody ever really beat him like that? Maybe Shane Mosley, about it.
Shane Mosley, that's only one.
That's after he went up to was it middleweight and then got a beating and came back down though. Like, and even then he was still kind of like winning titles there and that competed against Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? He just man. He go against he gonna be in trouble. Head to head, like it'll be a great fight, but I like Mayorga, man.
And what about the rat tail? Well, we can't forget about that. Did he have a rat tail?
Yeah.
Did he really have a rat tail?
I think he probably kinda. But when I think of rat tail, I think of what's his name? Dude from Puerto Rico.
Somebody said Tito and Jay Souza's right. Tito sit in front of him too. Yeah. But that's Tito. You know what I mean?
That was at middleweight. Yeah, but that was at middleweight.
And you're right, EJ. And you're right. That was at middleweight. And Mayorga was stupid enough to give Tito some free left hooks. Okay?
Yeah.
Dude went like this to Tito Trinidad. Let him hit him with some left hooks. Okay, you're out of your mind, bro. Right? Well, guys, I mean, that one's a wrap, guys. Mayorga wins. EJ, how does he win? Decision, knockout, in a war? How do you see it?
Man, I like Marco Vestola. He's durable, man. I think probably go decision, bro. Split decision. I'll be fair.
Split decision, and you said knockout, big dog.
No, I said 8-4, 8 rounds for 4 rounds.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a war, bro. I think it's tough to knock out Maidana. You know what I mean? But I do see I see about the same, like a 93-4 type fight, maybe even a little closer. And Mayorga might even knock him down, even. So
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, A-Rod says stoppage. Okay, we're gonna move on here. We're gonna let battle rifles in, but that one's already been decided. Mayorga advances, but I'm still curious. It's not enough to overturn it. It's only going to be 10 points, but I'm still curious. Battle rifles. How do you see Maidana Mayorga?
Oh, okay, right into it. Tough fight. Because Mayorga beat more, I'm just gonna go with Mayorga.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's even more lopsided now, guys. So, man, I thought that one was going to be pretty close. It turned out not to be. We're going to move on to what I believe could be difficult for some people or not. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but Terrence Crawford versus Oscar De La Hoya. Let's start with you, Battle Rifles. He just came in. Both at their best, at welterweight. So you got to think of De La Hoya in his prime at welterweight versus Crawford, I guess you could say now, in his prime at welterweight. Who wins that fight, in your opinion?
For right now, I'm just gonna go with Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, his career is over. I mean, and he was a good welterweight, so
Yeah, definitely. Okay, EJ, who do you got?
Ooh, Terrence Crawford versus who? Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya. Both at their best. Welterweight.
That's a good fight. That's a great fight. That's a great fight at welterweight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hey, you know what? I can see Terrence pulling it off. I can see Terrence pulling it off. Because Oscar's a bit flat-footed. You give him a bit of movement and stuff like that. He has a bit of trouble. But boy, listen, man. Bud needs to worry about Oscar's punches, man. Oscar can hit, man. Oscar can really crack at that weight, boy. You know what I'm saying? So if you go stand there, like Bud probably, I don't think Bud, he hit, but he hasn't proven that he can take a shot yet. So I'm just gonna go by what I do know. But Oscar was a problem at welterweight. So I'm gonna go Oscar De La Hoya split decision on the points, man. Because I have to be fair, but what I know so far, tested durable at welterweight. Oscar's bad at welterweight. He really was a problem. I know he had problems with Parnell and them guys there. He could be outplayed, but clearly that Terrence to get into a shootout, and Oscar definitely got power. So I got Oscar De La Hoya.
All right, okay, man. It's okay. There we go. How do you see it, Big Dog Willie?
Oscar.
It's gonna be a turning point. Oh,
Oscar.
Man. God damn, ain't gonna be close or what?
It'll be close, but Oscar just fought. I haven't seen Terrence Crawford. His competition is, I can't really point him in, So, but you have Oscar, I thought he lost, fought, Whitaker, Chavez, Chavez at the end of his career, Cortez. It just kept going, and those type of fights, man. I got Oscar, sorry. I like Crawford a lot, but Oscar is more proven.
Man. So let me give my vote, guys. Look, I know that a lot of you guys that just started watching boxing around the time Oscar fought Floyd Mayweather may think that's De La Hoya, and it was still pretty solid then, but that wasn't welterweight, late 90s De La Hoya.
No,
you know what I mean?
Wasn't.
Like we're talking about a whole nother level of dude, bro. He did not move stiff, Hodges. I don't know what De La Hoya you watched, but the De La Hoya that was giving Tito Trinidad a boxing lesson until he decided to cruise it in the last 4 rounds. The Oscar De La Hoya that had wars with Cortez and a list of fighters, had that controversial win over Pernell Whitaker. That De La Hoya, the one that dispatched of Chavez in the rematch, that De La Hoya was a beast. Okay, that wasn't binge De La Hoya. That wasn't the De La Hoya that fought Pacquiao. Okay, that guy would be a problem for almost anybody. Outside of some top echelon fighters, outside of that, he's a problem for anybody. I got De La Hoya. Okay, so I think it's a clean sweep. But let's do the vote anyway. Press 1 if you got Terrence Crawford. Press 2 if you have Oscar De La Hoya in a chat. And also make sure you throw a jab at the like button.
What was the first one?
The first one was Pacquiao Spinks. that one very quick. But who would you? I'm just curious, Battle. Who would you have winning that fight?
At welterweight? Oh
Yes.
yeah, it's a welterweight thing. Corey Spinks.
Okay.
What?
Well, hey,
Yeah, me too.
man, you guys should have came on, but it would have been more interesting if you guys would have came on time.
Yeah, because
I'm
the way he keep turning them, bro. It's the way Pacquiao southpaw. They're both southpaws and stuff like that. But he busy, bro. Like Spinks his output is good, man. He keeps turning and moving. He ain't gonna stand there. He wouldn't stand there and let Pacquiao get that Ricky Hatton work. He wouldn't let him do that. Spinks is a problem at welterweight.
Even
I
if I
know
give
that
him,
dimensions.
even if I give Corey the 20 points, he still would have lost, but it would have been more interesting. But go ahead, Battle. Why would you have him win?
I mean, I know their dimensions and their fight style are like completely different. But if
No.
you want a good idea of how that fight would go, just look at his fight with Ricardo Mayorga. It would just be
Right.
he does not have problems against people just lunging at him. He would just, step back and cut that angle super quickly.
Yep, that's right.
So a couple of points for Crawford though. A lot of people, EJ10 gold member, that's 6 points, but it's just not going to make up for the difference. But some people did vote for Crawford in fairness. And that's that. I do disagree with the Manny Pacquiao thing. Although Pacquiao does tend to lunge, there's a little more to his arsenal than just that.
The speed.
and I cannot help but to think of, Corey Spinks having trouble with Zab Judah speed. You know what I mean? Now, Zab Judah was good. He was not exactly the same style of fighter. But, he did get the best of Spinks in that second fight. And speed had a lot to do with it, in my opinion. But speaking of Zab, he's in the tournament too, by the way. But so it looks like even in the chat, it looks like majority are voting De La Hoya. It's kind of 50-50, but the panel has spoken. Okay, we're going to go to the next fight. This one, I believe, was it 88? Sports Talk, I don't know, like, who in their right mind?
Who put this together?
It was the chat, okay? But 88 Sports Talk picked this matchup. This is way too early in the bracket, but hey, it's what they picked. It's what they picked. So, Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Pernell Whitaker at welterweight. So, whatever best version of Floyd and whatever best version of Pernell at welterweight or close to welterweight that you could imagine. That's what we're going to talk about here. Big Dog Willie.
Okay, I don't know who put this. I don't know who put this together. I'm disappointed on this. I don't like this at all. But whatever. I got Pernell Whitaker. I got Pernell Whitaker. I think Pernell Whitaker is better at 147 than Floyd was. I thought Floyd was better at 135. But I got Pernell Whitaker better at 147.
Okay. So you're going to pick Whitaker, you said?
Yeah, I'm picking Whitaker.
All right. So that's 10 points for Whitaker. Battle Rifles. How do you see it?
Wait a minute. Why I got to go next?
You don't want to go next?
Go, Battle, man. Let's go, bro.
Man, this is tough.
I mean, you don't have to pick yet. You could just give us a breakdown. We're going to do the picks right now.
Okay, I think I'll pick on it a little later. It'll be a really tough fight, though. I mean, it'll be two boxers in there that, even Floyd himself, it's kind of weird because we was doing like a heavyweight matchup.
Yep.
And we was discussing certain boxers, and we had Muhammad Ali against Ali in one bracket, and even though that's Mike Tyson's idol, and Floyd Mayweather says himself he learned a lot from sparring with Pernell Whitaker, so it's kind of weird. I think it's a really tough matchup. I'll put it that way.
Okay, EJ, you ready to pick?
Yeah, I'm ready to pick, man. I'm ready to pick for real, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, they're gonna have to fight each other sometime. So, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't gonna carry no one. That's why the tournament is really good. We ain't gonna carry no one. We from straight from the jump, we're gonna get busy. So, hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, Pernell Whitaker was at the top of his game. He was a problem. Now you gotta be arguing that who's the better welterweight, who done better things at the welterweight division, boy. Listen, listen, boy. Pernell, as he moved up, he was doing like flat, man. It's southpaw. Oh man, Floyd didn't have to do too much trouble with southpaw, but Pernell was tricky, man. It was tricky. I think that would be a very close decision because I think it could be like Winky Wright versus Jermaine Taylor type of thing. One win one round, one wins the other. It all could be a draw, but you have to pick one. Yeah, I'm a edge it, and you see the thing. I'm a edge it. It's hard, bro, but I'm gonna edge it to Pernell Whitaker, man. I'm gonna edge it to our Pernell. I'm gonna give it to.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Sweet Pea, bro. Like at welterweight, I'm just gonna give it just narrowly. There's not much in it. I'm gonna give it to Sweet Pea, bro. It's that tricky, bro. Like, cause You see, the thing is, you got two defensive fighters, yeah, fighting each other. But then there's certain things that Pano used to do that Floyd never used to do, bro. You know what I mean? He just different. But like, there's not much in it. I'll give it to Pano, Sweepy Whitaker. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going with.
Okay, all right. Whitaker has the edge right now, guys. Points wise. Okay, points wise, he has the edge. Battle rifles, you ready to pick? Or not yet?
My goodness. Yeah. Just come back to me. I'll pick it.
All right. Let's do this. Chat 1 for Mayweather, 2 for Whitaker. Let's do that before me and Battle give our votes. Okay. Let's see what the chat thinks. Let's see, pile up the points that way, and we'll go from there. Interesting. I got it so far. All right, there's a vote for Floyd. It's pretty close in the chat. Is that it? There's another vote for Floyd, all right? There's a vote for Whitaker. Interesting. All right, guys. I'm going to give you guys about 1 more minute to vote if you haven't already. Right? While they keep voting, go ahead, Battle Rifles. Give us or you want me to go first?
What was it?
You want to go first, or should I go first?
I think I'll give it to Whitaker.
Wow, okay. Well, then that means it's over, but but there's not enough votes for Floyd there. All right.
Like fantasy football or something.
I would give it to Whitaker, and let me explain why. Okay. Number one, you guys got to watch. All right. There's another vote for Floyd. You guys have to watch the first 4 or 5 rounds of Judah versus Mayweather. Okay. Now, Judah wasn't as mentally strong as Whitaker, nor was he as good, nor as defensively sound. But, I think that speed was giving Mayweather some trouble. For those that remember, they used to call Judah like the Whitaker with a punch or whatever. Okay. So that fight's in my head. I think Whitaker, and then you also see how Whitaker did at welterweight against even like a Prime De La Hoya, which most feel he got shafted in. You know what I mean? And he was dodging some crazy combinations. And while I think it would be close, what's up to Curtis Anderson? What's up, man? If you want on, Curtis, you could definitely come on, by the way. Let me know. I'll send you a link. But I got to go with Whitaker, bro. I'm surprised no one picked Mayweather, though. I'm going to be honest. Battle Rifle, well, why Whitaker?
I was thinking of the Buddy McGirt fight, and even though the fight was very close, it was like, I could tell not just by like saying, oh, it's Buddy McGirt, he can fight and he's a trainer. I could tell he knew exactly what to do with Whitaker, and he still had a little trouble with him. Like he even explained in interviews that the way he gave Whitaker so much trouble was he said that he had a game plan that he was going to mirror everything he do. Like if he fights high, I'm going to fight high. If he fights low, I'm going to fight low. And he even then, Pernell Whitaker was, even though he struggled, he was still. Buddy McGirt was like this. It was hard to time him properly. So I think I'll give it to Pernell Whitaker.
Interesting. We're sending a link to Curtis Anderson. Well, anybody else vote for Floyd? I think those were all the votes, but I did send a link, Curtis. It's in the chat. This is a good matchup, though. This is way closer than the points have it right now. Obviously, like if you get another group of dudes, they probably have Mayweather winning. You just never know. You know what I mean? But I do want to hear what Curtis Anderson has to say.
Yeah, me too.
What other thoughts do you have, like as to why you picked Whitaker, AJ?
Yeah, that's what you just said there was spot on, bro. So I'm saying the spot on right there. Everything you just said there, the credit he didn't get, and you know that Parnell was a real problem, man. He really was. Just a real technical wizard. Not like Floyd isn't, but just at welterweight, it's just better, man. That's what I see, man. Floyd good. There's nothing in it. Like I said, it's close, but I edge it to this Parnell. Not much, but I edge it. If they're going back, they're gonna battle at some time. So in that matchup, I'm giving it to Floyd. Not much though, but someone else, Michael.
No, I disagree with Dia just says only Floyd fanboys. I don't think you got to be a fanboy of Floyd to have him win in this fight. You know what I mean?
No.
This is a tough fight, but let's see, Curtis, you there, bro? Kurt Sugar in the panel here. What's going on, bro? You might be on mute. Yeah, I don't know what he's coming back on. Let's see. Let's try this one. You there, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. D-Style Boxing. What's going on?
How's it going, man? Glad to have you on. We're just doing a fantasy tournament here that was selected by the chat yesterday. The matchups were selected by the chat, not by me. And here's this matchup, Floyd Mayweather versus Pernell Whitaker. How do you personally see this fight? Both, assuming both would be at their best peak at welterweight.
Excuse me. I got Mayweather beating Whitaker because they sparred when Mayweather was 16, 17, and he was getting the best of Pernell Whitaker back then. You know, a lot of people don't know about Mayweather's amateur background. He was well known in the gyms across America. You know, Frankie Randall and Pernell Whitaker hated each other because of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd used to go back and play the one against the other. And, you know, Frankie Randall used to take care of Floyd. But Floyd, gym wars as an amateur are legendary. When he used to go to Colorado with David Tua and other fighters, Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather, they were roommates when they both lost. Well, Floyd lost to Augie Sanchez and Zab Judah lost to David Diaz in the Olympic trials, but they were close. But with Pernell and Floyd, Pernell had problems with people like Diabolos, Hurtado, and Rivera. You know, great fighter, all-time great fighter. You know, but sometimes he fought down to the level of his competition. He had to come back and knock Hurtado out after being on the deck 2 times. You know, sometimes he had mental lapses. The McGirt fights are close, you know, and, you know, you could take the Floyd Mayweather and Zab Judah fight, which they showed today on ESPN. They had a marathon. ESPN been doing that with Top Rank Boxing on Saturdays because of the COVID-19. But it would be a tough fight. It would be a boring fight because they're both defensive wizards. You know, but I have Floyd winning maybe 115, 113 on 2 judges' scorecards and 114, 114 on another. So it could be a close unanimous decision or a majority decision.
I want to ask you about. Yeah, go ahead, Big Dog Willie.
All right, Kirk, I want to ask you a question. What do you think that just because at 147, we're talking about 147 Floyd, I thought maybe in his lighter years, like when 135, 130, Floyd is a lot better than 147 Floyd. That's why I was picking Whitaker to win. And also Whitaker, I think he got a little bit more aggressive. He's a little bit more aggressive fighter than Mayweather at 147 than Mayweather was. So that's why I had him win. So what do you think about that?
Well, aggression is only good when you're effective. It's hard to have effective aggression against Mayweather because of his style. He was aggressive 135, but when you have a boxer, a scientific master, in the ring, and he decides to counterpunch and play it safe, sorta. It's hard to beat a guy like that. When you look at the Pacquiao fight, which is another fight they showed tonight, and even though I've seen it many times, I was studying the fight, and Pacquiao couldn't beat Floyd Mayweather if they fought 100 times because of his style. Floyd is a master at distance. Floyd is a master at counterpunching and ring IQ. And when you have all those, skill, when you have that type of skill set, it's hard to beat a guy like that. That's why his fights was boring, because they was one sided. He's not going to put himself in danger. It doesn't mean he doesn't have heart, because look at the Miguel Cotto fight, which was at 154. He had a busted mouth and nose, but when you have a guy that have those attributes, man, and smart, because boxing is 70% mental, it's hard to beat that guy. It really is. Juan Manuel Marquez, who's a hell of a fighter, man. And when you could take 2 years off and make him look ordinary, that's what I knew his skill set was to the moon. Because I didn't know that fight would be that easy. And Marquez, I always thought was better than Pacquiao. We saw what happened in the fourth fight, but then back to Whitaker and Floyd, I just think that Floyd is a better boxer, and that's saying a lot, because Whitaker is a great fighter. I just think Floyd is a little better.
All right, thanks for that insight, man. We're gonna go to the other side of the bracket here. All right, from the matchups that were selected. Again, this is at welterweight, when they were at their peak at welterweight or close to that division. All right, we're gonna start with you, Kurt Sugar. Paul Williams versus Shane Mosley. How do you see that matchup?
That's a very interesting matchup. Paul Williams throws a fusillade of punches. He was a volume puncher, kept his opponents on the defensive end of his punches. I like Shane Mosley as a welterweight. When he first came to the division, he was beating people like Shannon Taylor, and he beat De La Hoya. I like Mosley by unanimous decision. I was getting ready to say TKO, but I'm gonna give Paul Williams the benefit of the doubt. Paul Williams, even though he had long arms, he was tall, welterweight. He threw a lot of punches. His defense, for a guy like Mosley, Mosley could punch. His defense wasn't up to par, and I think Mosley would attack the body, and I think Mosley would get to him. Paul Williams would have his moments, but I think Shane, with his speed and his power, I think he will beat Paul Williams, because the way you beat Mosley is you box, but Paul Williams would be drawn into a firefight because he likes to throw a lot of punches, and Shane would counterpunch and use the speed to beat Paul Williams.
All right, so that's there we go. Shane Mosley, punch go there. Battle. Who do you got winning this fight, bro?
I think I'm gonna go with Paul Williams. I think Paul Williams is there to be hit, but man, Paul Williams was just he was a weird case when it came to welterweights. He was really big.
Okay, all right. Let's go with EJ. Are you still there, EJ? Did you take off?
Yeah, man. Of course.
Oh,
yeah, man. Of course.
I was looking for the EJ logo for some reason, but talk to us, man. Williams, Mosley, who wins?
That's a good fight. That's a really good fight. I see Paul Williams get outpointed by Quintana, who has really good boxing skills in their first. I know Paul Williams beat him in the rematch, but he was a pretty decent boxer. But using that blueprint, if Shane could use that blueprint, I think Shane would outpoint Paul Williams. Paul Williams is pretty durable. He could take pretty good punches, but I think he's just too clumsy for Shane. So I see Shane outpointing him. A unanimous decision for Sugar Shane Mosley.
Wow, okay. And Big Dog Willie, how do you see it, bro?
I got Mosley for sure. Like I think by stoppage, Mosley is too fast, and Mosley can work the body, and like you said, what's name is tall, so his body is there to be hit. And like Kurt said, his defense was suspect. Paul Williams' defense was suspect.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Shane Mosley, too. The reason I got to go with Shane, Paul Williams, I mean, he would, fight on the inside a little too much. You know what I mean? And he's at a disadvantage with those long arms when he's on the inside like that. He could use range, but, Mosley, especially, I mean, we're talking about the best Mosley at welterweight was the one in the early, late 90s, early 2000s. That guy was a beast. You know what I mean? So, yes, he got beat by Brendan Forrest, but before that, I mean, this was a guy that was considered, I don't know if he was number one, but close to, pound for pound. And that's the Mosley that beat De La Hoya. And the first fight, at least. I'm thinking about the Quintana fight. Quintana outboxed Paul Williams. People forgot about that because Williams knocked him out in the rematch. But I don't have amnesia when somebody knocks somebody out. Like, you know what I mean? And you're not going to knock out Mosley like that. So I got to go with Mosley. Chat, press 1 for Williams, 2 for Mosley. We got some gold members on here, so they could make a difference. Let's see what the chat says. We're voting right now. There's a lot of 2s right now in the chat. Pretty close to wrap it up here. It looks like Mosley's going to take it. Yeah, it's a wrap, guys. Let's see. Sorry, forgot that still. Paul Will. All right. It's pretty much a wrap there. Mosley wins. We're going to move on to the next matchup here. All right. I don't know who selected this matchup. Okay. But hey, you never know. You never know. All right. So
I was the only guy that picked Paul Williams.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's start with this one. Victor Ortiz versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Let me go first. Let me give a case for Victor Ortiz. I'm not saying I'm going to pick him, but let me give a case. Hold on. This was not Chavez's best weight. All right, there, I helped him out enough. Okay, but at 140, but he could wait at 140. But it was not Chavez's best weight. Victor Ortiz had a big win over Andre Berto in that first fight. And if it's the best version of themselves, it's going to be that guy. You know what I mean? So I think he had a draw with Lamont Peterson, although that might have been 140 actually, but still. Okay, both guys spent a lot of time at 140. But Victor Ortiz did move up. So, EJ, who do you got?
Who's that? Victor Ortiz versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Senior.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, bro. Victor gonna try. Victor, listen. At welterweight, Victor, powerful young guy. Likes to come forward, but against a Chavez, a prime Chavez, it's no funny, bro. Chavez will break him down, bro. Like we already see him quit already against Marcus Madonna. So that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see him quit. Chavez beat him down and make him quit, boy. Round 8 stoppage for Julio Cesar Chavez Senior. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Kurt Sugar, who wins this fight in your opinion?
This is a cakewalk. Chavez, not only he's leaps and bounds ahead of Ortiz with heart, but like the guy before me, who was that? I'm sorry.
EJ. That was EJ.
EJ said he'll break him down, even though that's not his best weight, he's still good enough at that weight to beat Ortiz, man. Chavez was a brutal body puncher. You could look at when he fought Edwin Chapo Rosario. People like Rodolfo Aguilar, Mario Martinez. I can go on, but no need for this matchup. This is an easy cakewalk matchup. Ortiz quits on the stool in 5 rounds, due to a broken rib or fractured rib, with a left hook. Chavez TKO in 5 rounds. Ortiz quits on the stool.
Ortiz quits in the stool. Man, battle. Are you going to be the devil's advocate this time, or who are you picking, bro?
I pick Julio Cesar Chavez, and I kind of agree with Kurt, but I don't want to crap on Ortiz. Ortiz, like I'm just going to say he wins. You know.
All right, Big Dog Willie. Do I even have to ask you?
I mean, I don't know who we picking these. This is a cold matchup, but I just want to say Chavez heart alone. That's it.
Yeah, I think Chavez makes Ortiz quit for sure, bro. 4 or 5 rounds and it's a wrap. Okay, we don't even have to do this, but we're just gonna do it for the sake of doing it. 1 Ortiz, 2 Chavez Senior. Chat. I want to know if somebody's gonna pull 1. I need to know.
Well, they explain themselves too.
There's always that one dude that think, nah, you got crazy. I think so. Like, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of 2s right there so far. I doubt anybody's going to pull 1, but we'll see. It's like nobody even wants to troll right now. You know what I mean? This is the only lopsided fight. This is lopsided. Look at this. All right. I think we're done with this one.
Ortiz, because he played in Expendables. That's why.
There you go.
He did?
He did. It actually did put him in Expendables.
Yep.
All right, guys. This is a matchup we've already seen, but here's a caveat. All right. Here's a caveat. Just a reminder, I did not pick these matchups. These matchups were picked yesterday by the subscribers. Okay. But Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah, they've already fought. Remember that matchup, but I also want to remind people, this is at their peak at welterweight. So this would have been like a Zab Judah, mid-early 2000s. That beat Spinks and won the welterweight championship, that fought Floyd a little later on. Okay. So I want to know what you guys think, and I'm gonna send you a link right now, Zone. But let's go ahead and start right now with Big Dog Willie.
I got Zab on this one, just speed alone. I think Danny Garcia cannot handle people's speed at all. I mean, you get hit with that left hook, which I think he has one of the best left hooks in history. Dan Garcia does, and people can argue with me about that. But Zab is just too athletic, too fast. Just that alone, I give Garcia problems. But it won't be a knockout. Garcia got a little chin on him.
Okay. All right. Okay, we couldn't roll with that. All right. Just people picking. That's crazy. All right. Okay. All right. EJ, how do you see this matchup?
Which matchup? What matchup we doing?
Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, both at their best. I don't know.
Man, yeah, man. At welterweight, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with Zab, bro. Go with Zab, man. I like Zab in that, man. I like Zab. Zab when he was on his game, he was pretty a problem. I know he can get hurt and that, but he was just more busy. You know what I mean? Danny still, was lying on timing and stuff like that. But I just started the way Zab in them days there was a bit more busier. So there's not much in it. I can see Zab just outpointing him, split decision. But yeah, I like Zab Judah. I like Super Judah in that fight.
All right. So man, so far so good for Judah anyway. Battle. Who do you got, man? Both at their best, 147 pounds.
This is a really tough one, honestly. Man, it's really tough. Kurt, you want to go first?
All right, Kurt, go ahead.
Well, I like Danny Garcia in this fight. I'm going to tell you why. Because a fight like this, you have to look at intangibles. Zab Judah is like a high-price, high-profile car that's shiny and the rims are shiny and it always have mechanical problems. That's Zab Judah. Zab Judah is a front runner. He will be outpointing Garcia for the first 5, 6, maybe 7 rounds. Danny Garcia rallies, may drop Judah like he did the first fight, because remember, Judah is not a second half fighter. He's a good. If boxing was 5 rounds, he'll be a great fighter. But unfortunately for him, boxing is not 5 rounds is 12 rounds, scheduled for 12 rounds. And Danny Garcia has a stronger character. His mental is stronger. He would not quit. He would be looking to time Judah for 12 rounds. And if Judah gets tired, he may get knocked out because Zab Judah's supposed to be better than what he is. He's lost a lot of big fights, man. Costa Zoo is not the fastest guy in the world. He timed Judah. He was bludgeoned by Amir Khan. He lost to Floyd. He just can't keep. He just can't keep it up. He's a front runner. He's a Rolls Royce that has transmission problems. Look good, drives good for a little while, and then he'll break down. And I like Danny Garcia because it's more than boxing than speed. It's character, it's mental toughness. So I like Garcia by unanimous decisions with a couple of knockdowns along the way.
Okay. All right. So that's one for Danny. Guys, I have to agree with Kurt, man. I'm going to go with Danny Garcia. Because although I could see it's a close fight, and I get it, a lot of people saying, hey, an old Zab gave Danny some problems, but I think that was a Zab that had nothing to lose. A Zab in his prime with all that pressure, you know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to go that extra mile, man. I don't know. And I think that second half is going to be a tough fight for Zab, and he may fall apart just like he did, even like in the Baltimore fight. Okay? So I got Danny Garcia. All right. Coach K, that's zone, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
We could hear you, bro. Zab Judah, Danny Garcia, both assuming they're both at their peak at 147 pounds. Who wins that fight, in your opinion?
Danny Garcia. I'm not sure if people already said I just jumped in, but Zab Judah is a front runner. I mean, he's good for the first 3 rounds. He's really not that tough, not that durable over the course of a long fight. When you get to about round 6 through 7, you start to see him break down, not necessarily stylistically or physically, but his skin and his body, he starts breaking down. And then his speed is very predictable for some reason. A lot of people are able to catch his timing after about round 4 and put some stuff on him. I've seen it with Costa Zoo, seen it with Floyd Mayweather. So basically, in a nutshell, Zab is front runner, breaks down a little too easy, and his one attribute, which is speed, tends to always backfire against him. So I got Danny Garcia.
Man, battle. This is a big one. And now you have even more pressure behind you now because it's all in your hands. So who do you got, bro?
Oh my God, this is so tough. It's much tougher, man. I didn't. This is really tough. I don't want to sound like the devil's advocate, but I'm going with Zab Judah.
Okay.
And it's despite all the problems with his him not being a good late round fighter, which is true. I mean, I can't help but feel like I've seen Danny fight so many times. I've seen him get outpointed very early, because he just didn't turn the heat. And if Zab Judah, I think he can. He's not going to fight the perfect fight, obviously, but he knows how to tie up. Do what he does. I can't help but feel like the fight was really based off the knockdown. So I mean, it was. I'll just go Danny Garcia so we can move on, though.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I'm saying so we can move on because I don't want to have no tiebreaker.
Yo, but you just said Zab. Oh no, you just said Zab, didn't you?
He just said Zab didn't change his mind.
Yo, you can't do that, man. Oh, you can't do that, man.
Why can't I do that, EJ?
Just let him.
No, but you was making a good case. It's really important, man. Hold on. He said he's doing it to move on. He said he's doing it to move on. You have to, battle. Take your time.
Yo,
Hey,
EJ.
battle. Take your time and pick who you want to pick.
Chill, EJ.
Yeah. Just
Okay,
go
battle.
freestyle.
Yeah,
Battle.
I'm
So
sorry. I didn't mean to confuse the panel.
who's your official pick? Battle. I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
go with
over. Regardless, it's not over yet. Regardless, there's still points that's going to go in the chat as well. Regardless, but who do you pick?
I'll go Garcia. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to confuse the panel. I'm sorry.
All right. So, chat. Press 1 for Judah, 2 for Danny Garcia. Go ahead.
AJ be giving me a hard time because I thought I was thinking about it like really, really heavily, like while Kurt was on, and then coach came in and gave me more time to think about it. So,
all right, it's cool. Rival Boxing Talking You says Garcia. That is a super chat. We're going to count that as 5 points. Zab is actually in it in the chat, guys. Like he might have won if, but it's just not enough to make up for it. We're going to give him a little more time. All right. We got somebody that voted here on the private chat. Jose Anaya, who's your pick, bro? 1 or 2? 1 Judah, 2 Danny Garcia. I see. I got some feedback, by the way. I don't know who it is in the background.
Oh, maybe that's me. How about now?
I still hear
You clear. It sounds like a TV in the background. That's what
something like that.
feedback you talking about. Like, yeah.
All right, so Jose Anaya, looks like you picked Garcia. Garcia would have won anyway if it was a tie, but there you go. Either way. Okay, so we're going to move on here. I think this is probably even easier than one of the other ones we had. Again, I will remind people I did not pick these matchups. This was the chat yesterday. But let's go ahead and go with Amir Khan versus Buddy McGirt. Let's start with you, Zone. I think Zone. Well, let Zone get his mic together there, but
No, I didn't hear you. What you asked me a question? What's the question?
Yes, Buddy McGirt, Amir Khan.
Amir Khan.
Yeah.
Amir Khan. Amir Khan, I think Buddy doesn't have the tangibles to break Amir Khan down. Amir Khan has to be broken down. If you're gonna try to outskill him, then that's not gonna work for you. I got Amir Khan on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's 10 points for Khan. Let's go with Big Dog Willie. Who do you got?
You can't. You don't even need to break him down. All you do is he can run to your fist and fall out. I got Buddy McGirt, man.
In fairness, he did beat Devin Alexander. He did beat Maidana, right? And I mean, in the end, but he was outboxing Canelo a little bit before he got knocked out. But Jose Anaya did put his vote, by the way, for Danny Garcia, so that's even more lopsided. So it's 10-10 because you got McGirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I got McGirt. I'm going to pick McGirt, guys. Who do you got, EJ?
The question is that like I know we're breaking down the fight spot. Like, was Amir Khan done at welterweight? Like, I know he had 140. I know light welterweight, but what he's actually done at welterweight? Because I know Buddy McGirt.
Decent work at welterweight.
He stopped Victor.
No, I'm not. It's not really a question. It wasn't a rhetorical. It wasn't for a question for anyone. I'm talking like I'm just saying it. I'm just saying, yeah. He's saying, yeah. I can't do it, bro. Like Buddy McGirt, man. I got Buddy McGirt for the fair position. Yeah, man. I got Buddy McGirt steady, solid. I got him outpointing Amir Khan. Unanimous decision. So I got Buddy McGirt.
Okay. Curtis, how do you see it?
Oh, I got McGirt in the cakewalk, man. McGirt was a extremely underrated fighter, man. He beat Simon Brown when he was Simon Brown was beating everybody. He beat the hell out of Simon Brown. He gave Pernell Whitaker two tough fights. Man. I mean, Whitaker had to scratch to win these fights. These fights, wasn't no cakewalk for Pernell Whitaker, man. Both of them, And plus, McGirt had the injury. He was never quite the same. He had a bad shoulder injury, rotator cuff, I believe. And McGirt was a champion, man. He was a damn good fighter, man. So I like Buddy McGirt to outbox and knock out Amir Khan in 8 or 9 rounds.
All right, gotcha. And battle, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with McGirt too. I mean, I know a lot of people will probably look at the Meldrick Taylor fight, but I think when a Buddy McGirt's best, his best attributes, might sound cliche as his counterpunching, and he didn't just stand in a certain way where he's just so glued to the floor to where people could easily get off punches on him. He really stayed on his toes. So I think I give this to Buddy McGirt.
You got Buddy McGirt with that? Okay. Hey, fair enough. That's who you got. That's who you got. Let me. I need to copy this screen here. Give me a second. There we go. Give me a second, guys, so I could share this. Chat 1 for Khan, 2 McGirt. Go ahead.
I actually like Simon Brown, Kurt. He was a knockout puncher, wasn't he?
Yeah, boxer, puncher, boxer. He can do it all. Had good power. Beat Terry Nars and the Shocker. And I was a big Simon Brown fan, man. Good fighter.
Yeah, man. I mean, he as much as he got good knockouts, he got some, devastating, KO losses. Like, that David Reed one was yeah, that was pretty deadly. But
yeah, Vincent Petway too, yeah.
Oh yeah, Vincent Pett. You talking about when he was still punching?
Yep. Brutal knockout.
Yeah, was that? Yeah, I think he probably should have just stayed on at 147. 154 was just too much.
Yeah, that makes those 7 pounds make a big difference, man.
For some reason, my thing ain't working, so forgive my horrible writing, by the way, because I'm using the mouse. Okay, so I don't know what happened here. Pacquiao Mayorga moved on earlier. Okay, so while I get this fixed, let's do this. Let me unhide. Let me hide this while I get this fixed. But Mayorga Pacquiao, again, I want to remind everybody, this is at welterweight, okay? At their best, at welterweight. I think it's a little tougher than some people might think, but hey, let's put it up, for discussion, right? EJ, I'm going to put the feet on your fire, your feet on the fire first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Manny Pacquiao versus Ricardo Mayorga. How do you see it?
Manny Pacquiao versus Ricardo Mayorga. Woo! Yep. That's a good fight, boy. I like that fight. Well, listen, Manny Pacquiao is a great boxer. He can box when he wants to, fight when he wants to. Ricardo Mayorga only fights one way, and we already see what happened when he fought Corey Spinks. You know what I mean? He struggled to hit him, and a really good boxer would give Ricardo Mayorga a problem. So I'm gonna go with Manny Pacquiao. Outpointing Ricardo Mayorga. Mayorga would be surprised, bro, how Manny trying to hit Manny Pacquiao, and he gonna be lit up with some of that power. But I think he'll go the distance, and I got Manny Pacquiao winning by unanimous decision against Ricardo Mayorga.
Okay. All right, there we go. So that's that one, and let's go with Zone. How do you see it?
I got Ricardo Mayorga winning the fight at 147. Ricardo Mayorga was a bigger, stronger, better fighter at 147. He had a lot of his issues moving up. You got to realize he beat Six-Head Lewis and he beat Vernon Forrest. Those are tough, good, strong wins. And he had a good fight against Spinks. So his 147 run was real hot. Pacquiao, I know we love him. I know he's popular on YouTube. Get a lot of people views on their little channels and stuff. But a lot of his shit came from catch weights. Let's be real. A lot of his fights were against people with the right circumstances, with him controlling everything. And he still managed to get himself knocked out against Marquez. Somebody like Ricardo Mayorga would be able to beat Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Mayorga is way more battle tested at that weight class than Pacquiao.
All right. Okay.
So I got Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to bring the thing up, guys, for some reason. I'll just share it the way it is now. I have no idea what's going on my screen, but let's do this. I have some people backstage. I'll let you guys on, but we're going to have to alternate a little bit. Battle. Who do you got? Pacquiao, Mayorga.
I got Pacquiao. I think it would be a really tough fight for him, dealing with Mayorga's feints.
Yeah.
And those rabbit punches. But I think eventually he'll gas. I think those feints take a lot of energy. But I think at least Pacquiao would get some combinations off and he'll win on points. So
Who did you have again?
Manny Pacquiao.
Okay. All right. Curtis Anderson. How do you see this fight?
I got Pacquiao steamrolling Mayorga. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Mayorga has the absolute wrong style to beat a guy like Manny Pacquiao. You must be intelligent like a Marquez or a Mayweather. That's why they have success. Mayorga is not that kind of fighter. He fights off emotion and bravado. He throws wide punches. He has bad defense. I'm watching Manny Pacquiao beat Miguel Cotto. And he looks so damn good. He looks superhuman, man. Now, I got my reasons. I can be wrong why he looked like that. But when you look at the Margarito and Cotto, this guy was a flyweight knocking big welterweights out. And I'm like, God damn, now, if he wasn't on nothing, man, more power to him. Manny Pacquiao is a special fighter. There's no way to cut it. I know he had to catch weights and this and that. But when you're an A-level fighter, you can control the negotiations. That's boxing history. But Pacquiao annihilate Mayorga, man. He would hit him 3, 4, 5, 6 times before Mayorga can raise his gloves, man. I like Pacquiao by knockout in 7 rounds.
All right. EJ, I see you backstage. You're still part of the panel. I can't have everyone all at the same time. Battle, hold on. I want to introduce Dan the Man. What's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm good, brother. How you guys doing?
How's it going, bro? Right now, there's a little. I hear an echo, but that's all right. Really quick, Pacquiao, Mayorga. Who you got?
Probably me. I turned off the YouTube, so I don't know why it's still echoing. I'll try it again. But I got me personally. I got Pacquiao, and the reason why I say that because I have to agree with all the points that Kurt said. Shout out to Kurt Sugar. That Mayorga, if you are a very patient, very intelligent fighter, you don't stand in front of the guy. Don't fight his fate. That was the only way he could win his fight at welterweights. Is those guys were drawn to the fights that he loved. You stand in front of him, trying to trade with him, he'll get the best of you. But if you move around and not get intimidated by him, stick to your game plan like Corey Spinks did, box him in circles the entire night, you're going to frustrate him. Because why? Because Mayorga doesn't adjust. He doesn't know what to do. When you frustrate him, take him out of his element. That's like what Corey Spinks did to him. Because if you look at that Corey Spinks fight, the undisputed welterweight fight, right? If you look into that fight, if you look at his trainer, Rugdabi, I forgot Mayorga's trainer's name. I think it's Rugdabi Alberto. I think that's his name, from Panama. But
okay,
they literally went into that fight, kind of like Trinidad went into this fight against Winky Wright with one strategy: knock the guy out. That's it. No plan B, no adjustments whatsoever. So he just, if Pacquiao obviously is a better fighter than Corey Spinks. Even if you take away the catch weights, if you fought Mayorga at his best weight, Pacquiao would still have won that fight. I'm just being honest. He just had too many weapons to use. Mayorga was just a sitting target. He was a human punching bag. And Manny Pacquiao throughout his career has made a living fighting guys like that going up in the weight. The guys like the Margaritos, the guys like the Claudies, Cottos. Even though Cotto was a little bit more of a mover, but he usually stood in front of the trade with you for the most part. That was about it. That's how he was able to get his victories off against guys who stood in front of him and willing to trade. So again, I'll go Pacquiao.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with Pacquiao as well. I just think too much, in my opinion, too much speed, man. Mayorga's a little too slow. Shots that Mayorga doesn't see coming are the ones that hurt him, by the way. Okay. That's why he let guys hit him so he could see that punch coming. I mean, Pacquiao's going to hit him with a lot of blinding shots. Pacquiao's really good at, creating those angles and moving around. He'll lunge in a lot, and Mayorga will catch him here and there, but I just think he's a little too slow. All right. Just really quick, but stay on here, Zone. I just want to let somebody else in really quick. Jose, what's going on?
Oh, what's up, D-Style? Sorry I don't get back right away because I'm driving, man. But, I see Pacquiao getting that one, man. Just too many straight punches. If you recall, De La Hoya, I believe it was like, I don't know if Mayorga was throwing looping shots, but De La Hoya got one in there like a straight shot, So I think Pacquiao much faster, get him with the straight left. And Mayorga was one of those where he's like a bully, but he would definitely get, he was a bully, but like sometimes he will get out bullied. If there was he was like one of those type of dogs, that's tough, but he would cower at certain other type of bigger, badder dogs. So that's my thought. I'm driving.
Okay. I got you, man. I got you. I'm gonna put you backstage for now. All right, but stay put. All right. And EJ, you already win, right? I think it did. Battle.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
already.
cool. Battle. Who you got? Battle Rifles. You there?
Hey, quick question, D-Style, while we wait on him.
Sure.
The question is about the fighters at 147, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because I was trying to figure out how we pulling, like when you use your case for why he can win against another fighter at 147. I'm trying to figure out why we giving examples of fights outside of the weight class. So are we taking what they tend to do generally and then shrink it to 147, or just talking about how they performed at 147?
So this is a hypothetical when the fighters were at their best at this weight class or close to the weight class. So it'll be like 140.
I just hear a lot of people making their cases based on what happened to. I heard the Oscar De La Hoya name. De La Hoya didn't fight Ricardo Mayorga at 147. That's why I was saying that. But go ahead. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, you could still use styles. You know what I mean? That's like because styles that give fighters problems that doesn't go away just because they move up or down in weight class. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a style like Margarito, a style like Margarito that comes forward, although he's a lot bigger than Marquez. He still didn't knock out Pacquiao like Marquez did. You know what I mean?
No, styles do kind of can vary based on you moving up in weight class. That's why they had a weight class. That's why it's a big deal, for what I've seen.
Well, let me real quick say this. When you do fantasy matchups, you take the two fighters, put them together, and go by their prime fight. And that's all you do because it's very hypothetical. It's fun because you can condense it, so you use your imagination and say, man, what would have happened if that guy fought this guy? And you take the two fighters at their prime victories and put them together. That's fantasy matchups, basically.
Oh, good. Like so, Vernon Forrest, and what would it be for Pacquiao?
I would say Cotto or Margarito. He looked so good against Cotto, man.
147.
Yeah, 147.
Yeah. Margarito, he didn't fight Margarito at 147.
No, but
right.
That was a
Okay.
catch weight at 150. So, like I
So
said,
we so
it's
we'll use
fantasy, but
Kodo. Okay, got you. Fantasy. So we'll use Kodo, and now he weight drained him. Yeah, I definitely got Marioga. I got you. I got you. All right.
no, I mean, if you feel Margaret was just too big for Pacquiao at 147, that's how you feel. That's cool. But Battle, you there? Well,
Yeah, how's it
Battle.
going?
Oh,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
see,
Go.
okay.
Well, let's say Battle go quick, and I'll let you go, Kurt. But Battle, who do you pick?
I picked Manny Pacquiao. Remember?
Oh yeah, so yeah, who am I missing? Who hasn't voted yet? Is that it?
I think it might be it. Has EJ went?
Okay. Yeah, well, that's the case. But go ahead, Curtis. What were you saying?
Now, Margarita and Cotto was at 147, correct?
Yes. No, 150. It was a catch weight.
No, Margarito and Cotto, the
Oh, I'm
first
sorry.
fight.
Yeah, that was at 147.
Yes,
That
yes.
was at
All right,
147.
you take that Margarito, right, that beat Cotto, and you take Pacquiao, who beat Cotto and Margarito, even though it was at a different weight, and you put them together. And that makes a lot of sense because they fought, what it was, a 3 or 4 pound difference. I think Pacquiao came in at 150 or something like that. So you can condense the weight, but you can never condense the talent or the skill set, and you can't condense what happened because they fought. They fought. So if it was 20-pound difference, it would make a difference, but it wasn't. So that's how you match up. Fantasy fights.
Yeah, what you saying make good sense. But if Cotto is his best win and he drained him, that is a big difference because you gotta look at how much Ricardo Mayorga, who is a bigger welterweight, would usually come in the ring with at 147. I mean, I ain't taking that away from Pacquiao. It just it was a lot of advantages necessary for him to be successful. And when you're talking about the Trinidad, Ricardo Mayorga, Vernon Forrest era of welterweights, and I just Pacquiao get dusted off about any of those guys.
All right, so Zone has given his case. Has anybody in the panel changed their mind?
I'm straight.
All right. Let's put it to a vote to do the final tally. Chat, 1 for Pacquiao, 2 for Mayorga. Go ahead. While the chat puts everything on here, stay ready. Boxing on here. Salute to D-Style panel. What's going on? Stay ready. The $2 super chat. His next vote will be worth 2 points. All right. That's whoa. That's a lot of ones. No twos. That's a hard one. Say stay ready, but he puts 1. All right. Manny Pacquiao takes it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. Oscar De La Hoya. Well, we've already seen this. This is funny. But I guess you can argue maybe a more in his prime Whitaker versus a prime De La Hoya at 147. All right. So let's start with Curtis Anderson. Who wins it?
I got Whitaker in this fight because Oscar had a problem with boxers. Whitaker, even though he got the nod, Mayweather, people like that. He was outboxed. Well, but the Bernard fight was a strange fight, but he had problem with boxers. Shane Mosley. After Shane Mosley moved up, so that was his Achilles heel, and it's strange because Oscar has fast hands, but he always seemed to fight guys who have faster hands for everybody, but you don't get an E for effort. We look back on your career and said you lost a lot of big fights. So I got Pernell Whitaker. Pernell was a special fighter. Been looking at him ever since the Olympics. And being in his prime, I like Whitaker. He will win the fight 8 rounds to 4, unanimously, so Whitaker over De La Hoya by unanimous decision.
All right, Dan the Man. Who do you got?
Oh man, I watched that fight the other night, and I'm still convinced that Sweet Pea won that fight. I mean, obviously you can argue he wasn't in his prime when he fought De La Hoya, but he was still at top of his game at welterweight. But I mean, like at last Kurt says, De La Hoya had a problem with southpaws for the most part of his career, especially guys who moved around a lot. So, and he moved the wrong way when he fought Whitaker that night. You don't move to your right when you fight a southpaw. So that's one of the lessons you have to learn. But the fact is that yeah, Oscar barely got through that night against Whitaker. And I mean, if you match him prime for prime, I'm gonna go with Sweet Pea.
Okay. There we go. And zone. How do you see it?
They broke it down pretty well. I got Sweet Pea too. If you prime him even more, I felt like he won the first fight, but if you prime him even more, then it'll probably be more closer to it leaning his way. So I got him beating De La Hoya by UD or another split decision. I got Sweet Pea.
There we go. Okay. Sweet Pea right there. Uh, let's go with Big Dog Willie. Who do you got, bro? Big Dog Willie fell off, actually. Let's go with EJ. EJ Boxing Live. Who you got?
Yeah, I go Sweepy. We gonna do it right today, boy. Take that right now. Yeah, you gonna get his just do right here. Parnell Sweepy Whitaker, split decision, beating Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the same thing. The first fight close as hell, but you could definitely argue Whitaker won, and that was not even a prime Whitaker. Still very good, very good Whitaker still, but that was not even in his prime. So in his prime, I got kind of like you guys see it, an 8-4 type, competitive but very clear Whitaker victory. Chat, give me a one or a battle. I'm sorry, you there, battle? Battle Rifles, there he is. Battle Rifles, Whitaker, De La Hoya in the prime. So what do you got? Prime at welterweight.
I got Pernell Whitaker. Even though I think he could have got a more sound decision against De La Hoya, obviously I think he was playing a little bit too much. But I think he could have, he could have pulled off a win, even though he lost that fight.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, Jay Souza, he is in a tournament, but he'll be on tomorrow on the second half of the bracket. These guys, it's part 1 of 2. We'll do the second half tomorrow, and then we'll do the final tomorrow as well. So Whitaker took it. I'm going to give it to Whitaker too. But just for fun, 1 for De La Hoya, 2 for Whitaker. Chat, go ahead. Okay, while the chat puts their vote, it looks like Afro Rican picked De La Hoya, so there's one guy. I don't know if De La Hoya can make up the difference, so look at that. That's that. We're going to move on to Mosley versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Let's start with you, Curtis Anderson.
Oof.
How do you see that one? I mean, the only real history these guys have was when he sparred De La Hoya when he was an amateur, but that's about it.
This will be a tough fight. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with Mosley because of the speed and chin. Mosley had one of the best chins, man. And you would need that against somebody like Chavez because Chavez will force Mosley to a war of attrition type of fight, and Mosley will pick his spots. He would fight with him. He will box him. Remember, Jack Mosley, the father of Shane Mosley, they had this thing in California where Mosley would brawl and he would box. He would box, he would brawl. He called it power boxing because he would fight like a black fighter and then he would fight like a Mexican fighter being from Pomona, California. You have to have certain attributes to do that. Sort of like Earl Spence in a way, so it was effective, but when he fought fighters that were long, like Winky Wright and Vernon Forrest, he had problems. So when you talk about styles, you talk about genetics too. But it will be a tough fight because Chavez will have his moments. I'm not going to say Mosley railroad Chavez, even though that wasn't Chavez's weight. But Chavez is a special fighter. One of the best pressure fighters. He would have his moments and he will win rounds. Tougher than usual. I would say 7 rounds to 5. Mosley, that would be a tough fight, but I think Mosley by a hair, because I've been watching Chavez, man, ever since I was in high school, and I'm very impressed with him. His best weight to me was 135, but this is 147, just like Mosley at 135. So it's kind of ironic. We're matching him up as welterweights, but I like Mosley because Mosley was tough. And I heard him yell when I went to the fight at the Garden against Vernon Forrest. He yelled across the theater when he got hit with a body shot, but got up. Chavez is the type to break you down, but I like Mosley in a very tough fight, man.
Man, sounds exciting already. EJ Boxing Live. Who do you got?
Yeah,
Welterweight.
man, yeah, welterweight. Yeah, man. Listen, it's a great fight. You could easily, most people could easily see Shane Mosley outpointing Chavez easily, but I think a bit more than that, man. It might get drawn into a fight like Meldrick Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Like rattle off them combinations. I can see him rattling off them combinations, getting caught. So Mosley rattling off 5 and Chavez getting 2 in, but the 2 he's getting is starting to swell Shane Mosley up, bro. So you know what I mean? The fight will get close, like near down the 10th, but I don't think it was gonna happen like what happened in obviously against Meldrick Taylor in 140. But I can see that Chavez, if it gets to the scorecards, bro, you know how it is with Chavez. But in our thing, I'm gonna be fair, man. I think Chavez could pull it off. I think Chavez could pull it off, bro. Body shots and stuff like that. I'm not trying to say he's gonna Shane Mosley gonna get swept, but I can see Chavez pulling off. So I'm going Julio says Chavez Senior. I'm gonna go with him.
Okay. All right. Big Dog Willie is in the chat now. That's worth 6 points as a gold member. So that's going to be 6 points for Chavez right there. Right. Although we'll do the vote anyway right now in case you change your mind. This is interesting. So Miguel Dragon says he would pick like the 93 Chavez over the 98 one. So for what it's worth. But let's go with Dan the Man. Who do you got, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is a tough one. I mean, Chavez wasn't really acclimated at 147, more so than Mosley. Obviously, his big grace. His greatest days is behind him was at around 140 when he fought the guys like Meldrick Taylor and the whatnot and the Frankie Randalls and all those guys. But the fact is that he fought at 147, but I mean, Shane Mosley was more acclimated at that weight, and he was strong at that weight. And Chavez was proven not to be strong at that weight. So I like seeing Julio Cesar. If this fight happened at 135 or 140, well, even though Shane didn't fight at 140, if it at 135, I'd definitely go with Chavez Senior. But since this is a welterweight discussion, I'm going to go with Shane Mosley.
Okay. All right, then the man picked Shane Mosley. That's 10 points for Mosley. Let's go with battle rifles. Who do you got?
Man, this is a tough one too. He definitely has the skills to beat Shane Mosley, but that gap that like Dan the Man mentioned when he came into the sport, I think he lost like to Frankie Randall at I think it was at welterweight. I believe it was at welterweight, and it was kind of hard because a couple of years later he was fighting Kotzkazoo and getting knocked out. So don't get me wrong, that was a really bad matchup. Shouldn't have happened in the first place, but I think I have to go to Shane Mosley just because welterweight fight.
Okay. All right. So battle picks Mosley. How do you see it, Zone? Is Zone still on?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just
there you
listening. I got Shane Mosley. Dan said pretty much what I was gonna say about the acclimation to the weight, but I like Shane Mosley to take that out to win.
Ooh, okay. So, man, I think this is a tough ass fight. Okay, it's really tough because if I could see a Chavez when he actually went to 147, not a lot of success. Obviously, he never became a world champion there or anything. So I got to go with Mosley. You know what I mean? It just seems like just that those extra 7 pounds were just a little too much for Chavez. From what we saw anyway. Although I still think it will be a very, very tough fight. I would see it about a 7-5 fight, something like that. But I do have Mosley winning this fight because of the weight class. So, chat, you could still, make a difference. So, Chavez Sr. 1, Mosley 2. Go ahead and put it in the chat. I could see it right here. All right. And let's see if we can make a difference here. It looks like AJ, I don't know. We'll see. Big Dog Willie changed his pick, so that's that. Okay. And we got a bunch of Mosleys. A couple, some people think Chavez would win. It's possible. It's not out of the question he could win that fight, but from what I see, and we got some gold members picking, they're picking Mosley, so it's a wrap. Okay, Mosley will move on to the next round. Let's go on to Danny Garcia against Buddy McGirt. Curtis Anderson, how do you see it?
I like Buddy McGirt in this fight by unanimous decision. Buddy McGirt is a very polished fighter. People forget about him. They don't talk about him. They never talk about Buddy McGirt. But, I try to look at as many fighters as possible because one thing about boxing and the yesteryear's fighters and yesterday's fighters, you forget how good they are until you look at them, on DVD or YouTube, And I'm like I said, man, he was right there with Purnell, tit for tat. He was just a little bit behind, as far as, winning a fight. He gave Purnell 2 tough fights, but McGirt was a world champion. And plus, not only that, he beat Simon Brown. He beat some good fighters. So, I think he will be a little bit too quick, a little bit too polished for Danny Garcia. Buddy McGirt didn't do nothing spectacular. He did a lot of things well. He was a well-schooled, well-balanced fighter, and you've seen it as him being a trainer. When old fighters, former fighters become trainers, it's because they can look at a fighter and break them down. And he had a high boxing IQ. So I like McGirt by unanimous decision over Danny Garcia.
Okay. How do you see it, Zone?
I got Danny Garcia.
All right.
Danny Garcia does everything well-rounded too, kind of like a McGirt. I just like Danny Garcia durability. I like the timing. I like the patience from him. Slightly, I think it'll go to the cards though. Split decision, Danny Garcia.
Okay. EJ, how do you see it?
Yeah. Like, listen, bro. I seen Danny Garcia get outpointed by Herrera, and you know what I'm saying, didn't get the decision. So we're gonna get it right for as far as I'm concerned. I got the master boxer, Buddy McGirt, outpointing Danny Garcia. Now it wouldn't be easy now because Danny's dangerous in the fight, and then with his mad dad in the corner yelling and stuff, you losing and getting crazy. But yo, man, Buddy McGirt, like the guy, was it Kirk Sugar said, like, he's very underestimated. Buddy McGirt, master boxer, great competition. So I'm gonna go with Buddy McGirt.
All right, EJ picks Buddy McGirt. All right. Battle rifles. How do you see it?
I got Buddy McGirt by decision. I think he's just too far a level above Garcia that Garcia just wouldn't know how to time him too many times. I think Buddy McGirt would, for the most part, just does what he normally does, stick and move. And once Danny Garcia, catches him, he's just gonna regroup, catch himself, and then do the same thing over and over again. He didn't have a crappy chin at all. We can tell that about the Pernell Whitaker second fight, how much punishment he took.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, man. All right. I do think Buddy McGirt would win this fight by decision, more than likely. But I, probably wide on the cards. I think Garcia might win like 2 or 3 rounds. A fight that comes to mind, for me anyway, is the Zab Judah fight. Zab gave him a lot of problems. An old Morales gave him a lot of problems just by boxing him. You know what I mean? Just by timing his white hooks. For a round or two, Morales was even like mocking him. And now this was at 140, but remember, this was a career featherweight he was fighting that was moving up, and he busted up Garcia's nose and everything. Amir Khan was out boxing him before he caught him, but to his credit, he did knock out Amir Khan. But I do think Buddy McGirt would take it. It would be competitive for about half the fight, and I think McGirt would just do some adjustments, take over. Chat, press 1 for Danny Garcia, 2 for McGirt. All right, and then we'll just go from there. All right. We're going to go ahead and go we're almost pretty much done here. But we got Manny Pacquiao against Pernell Whitaker at 147 pounds. That is very, very, very interesting. All right. And it looks like McGirt's getting too many of the votes. A couple votes here and there for Danny Garcia, in fairness, but Buddy McGirt's taking it. Man, this is a tough one. EJ. Pacquiao Whitaker, bro, 147. Who you got?
Yo, bro, that's a great fight. That's a very good fight. Listen, both southpaws, explosive and stuff like that. But listen, man, partner with a couple of Sweet Pea. I gotta go with Sweet Pea, man. I can see Sweet Pea beating him by. I actually can see Sweet Pea actually stopping Manny Pacquiao. He can actually like pound body shots, keep turning him, jabbing him, and Pacquiao, he's gonna get hit by Sweet Pea, man. He's gonna get a proper schooling, man, proper schooling. And what I mean, Pacquiao don't do well, when he can't hit someone, and Sweet Pea gonna be in there, give him all the problems. So I can see Sweet Pea stopping Manny Pacquiao. Yes, definitely, man. Great fight though, but yeah, definitely.
Oh, man. So you got Whitaker by stoppage, right? That's what he said. All right. Let's go with Curtis Anderson. How do you see this matchup?
That fight is a good fight, but I like really good fight because Pacquiao will force the action, but the way you beat Pacquiao, Pernell Whitaker has it in abundance. That's, like I said, Mayweather and Marquez, they mastered distance. When Marquez got knocked down because he let Pacquiao get too close. The fight with Floyd was boring because that's, Floyd know how to master distance, as I said earlier, and he's a master counterpuncher. So what Floyd has, Pernell Whitaker is cut along the same cloth. Pernell Whitaker is a master boxer, counterpuncher, high ring IQ, and that's how you beat Manny. The people that Manny annihilated is guys who couldn't box and, guys who just let Manny get too close. I was looking at the fight tonight with Miguel Cotto, and Miguel Cotto, I used to holler at the TV because even against Mayweather and Pacquiao, every time he threw the jab, he hit both of them. That's what busted Mayweather nose. Every time he threw the jab at Pacquiao, Pacquiao head was like a rag doll. Every time. And I'm like, Miguel, how come you just can't use the jab? He wanted to brawl. And you don't do that with the Manny Pacquiao. That's what he wants. Guys like Duran and Chavez and Sonny Liston and Mike Tyson, you don't stand in front of them. You have to master distance because they're depending on their punching power. So with Pernell Whitaker would neutralize Manny Pacquiao because he can master distance. And he was a hell of a counterpuncher. He was slippery. Defensive wizard is a bad matchup for Pacquiao. I'll like Whitaker, unanimous decision, 116-112. 117, 111 on all three judges' scorecards.
Whew. All right. Let's go with battle rifles. Who do you got?
I think I'll go with Pinell. It would be a much tougher fight than people think, though. I think Pacquiao lunging in and Pinell, staying as low to the ground as he normally does. Which I think that was the. I mean, I know people might say he got robbed, but the fight with Jose Luis Ramirez actually much. It was pretty close, but I think Pinell Whitaker can edge it out. More than likely, I think he'll just find out that he's just going to tie him up most of the time when he lunges in, and Pinell Whitaker has some of the best body punching in the game, so I think he can, outpoint Pacquiao in the UD. It might go MD because it's going to look like Pacquiao is landing a lot, but I don't think he is. It's going to be one of those shots that's not legal, if you know what I mean.
Okay, all right. It's looking good so far for Whitaker. How do you see it, Zone?
I got Whitaker by stoppage. Just like EJ, everybody pretty much said all the tangible parts to get to the stoppage. EJ said stoppage, and we know Pernell Whitaker, just like Battle said, got good body punching. Pacquiao been stopped to the body. Pacquiao don't like it to the body. We heard Mayweather reference. Pernell Whitaker got way more, different looks on defense than just the shoulder roll. And Pernell Whitaker is out to fight you. You don't want to have a situation for Pacquiao where you have a guy that's moving and being on defense like Mayweather, but unlike Mayweather, Pacquiao, Pernell Whitaker is going to be trying to knock this kid out, and I think he will catch him with some, and I think he would stop Manny Pacquiao.
Hold on. I got a president for Manny Pacquiao. Give me a second here. Hold on. Let me get this here right now. Right. Let me just make the screen a little bigger here. Pacquiao's going to need this after. Let me get it up here. Give me a second, guys. All right. All right. Let me put. Why is my camera off? Okay. Okay. Pacquiao, you're going to need this as a pillow because you're going to lay on this. Okay. I got Whitaker stopping Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao goes to sleep. Okay. I think it'll be competitive. Well, it lasts, but I think Whitaker will time him. And if you could time Manny Pacquiao, you'll land all night. Okay. We know that because of what Marcus did. We know that because, Mayweather pretty much neutralized them. The one thing that might be an issue maybe is that, the southpaw position, from both guys, it might make things a little awkward at first, but I think ultimately Whitaker will put him out and down and out. All right. The panel pretty much has it a sweep. And that's no knock on Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao is a hell of a fighter, but matchup wise, it's terrible. Okay. And look, 92 says, hell no. But Pacquiao's been stopped like 3 or 4 times, bro. It's not like you're gonna get shocked that this guy's getting knocked out now. Okay, but I think Whitaker, I think he could stop him. I really do. Right? Marquez didn't knock everybody out either, but he knocked out Pacquiao though. All right. Pacquiao will the way he lunges in, he will give all the power to Whitaker, in my opinion. But let's see what the chat thinks. Maybe they see it differently. Pacquiao 1, Whitaker 2. Put it in the chat. See if they can accumulate enough points to overrule the panel. Unlikely, but we will see. While we wait on that, the chat will post that. It's unlikely. There's a lot of 2s there. It's already over. So let's go ahead and move on to the other semifinal here with that is Shane Mosley against Buddy McGirt. All right. Curtis Anderson. How do you see that matchup, bro? Curtis might be. You're on mute. I don't know if you see it, but you're on mute.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Oh.
Thanks. This is a tough fight, man, because very interesting. Because McGirt will box and box and box and try to frustrate Mosley, but he's not a what we call in boxing in boxing terms a long fighter like a Vernon Forrest or Winky Wright. Oh boy, I'm gonna go Mosley because I'm looking at Mosley now in my head. The Mosley that fought De La Hoya, he seemed so fast. It seemed like he had three arms. I'm gonna go Mosley by majority decision. 115, 113, 115, 113, 114, 114. Because he's going to give Mosley problems because Mosley depends on his offense. And just like his father said, he's a power boxer. McGirt is a pure boxer. But I think Mosley's speed will get him over Mosley by majority decision. Man, that's a tough one. I had to think about that one. Woo.
Tough one right there. How do you see it zone?
I got Shane Mosley. I think it is close, but I think Shane Mosley puts him on his pockets at least one for a separation. I think we see a knockdown from Shane, and I think it end up going to the cards. I think Buddy McGirt gets up from the knockdown. So I got Shane.
Okay. All right. We got looking so far so good for Shane. EJ, you've been vouching for McGirt this whole time, but how do you see it on this one?
I'm gonna stay there, boy. I got Buddy McGirt, man. It's a great fight, a great matchup, but you know, the thing is, yeah, like when it comes to Shane and stuff like that, like great boxers. I'm not trying to say that Buddy's is the what's his name, Vernon Forrest. I'm not saying that, but in that real, that's where Shane has to really think about it. You know what I'm saying? Buddy McGirt is a master boxer, bro. And I know Shane's trying to knock you out. I mean, he's always trying to excite you. And that's why I feel like he's going to come across because he wants to entertain the fans and he's always trying to go for a knockdown. And I agree with what Zone said. He might be put on his back, but Buddy will get up the canvas, dust himself off, and continue just boxing Shane and frustrate Shane to a split decision win. It's a close fight. And I'm not even bothered either way anyone picks it because these are great matchups. But I'm going to go with my man, Buddy McGirt, man. Like I said, he's so underestimated, undervalued. So I'm not, and not because of that, but I just believe that he would beat Shane Mosley. So that's what I'm going with.
Okay. All right. Very interesting battle. How do you see it?
I'm gonna go with Buddy McGirt as well. I think he's a little too sharp for Shane Mosley. I think Shane Mosley has, his. I mean, as much as I crapped on Paul Williams earlier, I think he's there to be hit. I don't think he's as sharp as other boxers. He gets hit. I mean, he doesn't put his hands up as much. He usually prefers to clinch. And you have, I mean, Buddy McGirt is kind of like, in a sense, like Bernard Hopkins, where, when he's coming in with that big round bald head. He like sometimes, he can headbutt people. And I think he's going to frustrate Mosley a lot to the point where he's going to clinch.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm ask your dad that he come get you tomorrow. This is ridiculous.
Right.
You ain't heard
go ahead and see here. Man, I don't know what to pick, bro. Okay, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Shane, barely. Right. I think the explosiveness of Shane, the combination of speed and power on both hands from Shane Mosley, the ability to box but also slug it out with McGirt if he needs to. I'm going to have to go just edging it out barely. I'm going to have to go with Shane Mosley. Again, this is the Shane Mosley that had just moved up, defeated Oscar De La Hoya, had a couple of defenses. I'm going to have to go with that Shane Mosley, personally. Okay, so that's who I pick. Okay, it's close, though, and it could definitely be swung by the chat. So we're going to go 1 for Sugar Shane Mosley, 2 for Buddy McGirt. Right now, Mosley's ahead by 10 points. But that's a lot of votes for Mosley, man. Any McGirt guys out there? Any 2s out there? There's a 2.
I don't think they really know McGirt like that, to be honest with you. He's one of those obscure fighters that was in the shadows.
Yeah. Well,
heck of a fighter, though. Heck of a fighter.
Heck of fighters, man, for sure. The good thing about these fantasy matchups, people can remember some of these guys and check them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, so it looks like it's pretty much it. So Mosley advances. We're gonna go to the final now, which is Sugar Shane Mosley versus Pernell Whitaker. EJ, who you got?
Yo, that's a wicked matchup, boy. That's a great matchup, bro. That's a fantastic matchup, boy. Listen, more or less the same again. Like I said, when Shane fights, like, he comes into box, but they really Shane trying to excite the fans, trying to look for the knockout and trying to throw explosive punches. I think I can see him getting fatigued and getting frustrated. And I see Parnell just piling on the points, winning round by round, making them miss a lot. And you know what I'm saying, a lot of frustration. And I got Sweepy winning the fight by a split decision against Sugar Shane Mosley. But what a great fight! I mean, even conjuring up in your head, you think about wicked fight. And like I said, whoever you pick, ain't like you can make a case for both of them. But I got Parnell Sweepy Whitaker coming out by a split decision in that one.
EJ picks Whitaker in the semifinal here. All right, so Whitaker. All right. How do you see it, Curtis?
Good matchup, man. Woof. High-tech boxing match at its very best. But you always, in big fights, you always pick the smartest fighter. The smartest fighter is the toughest fighter. That's we used to say that in the gyms in Newark, New Jersey. I like Pernell. Pernell will take his time, be patient. Ring IQ will be at a premium. Ring IQ will be a must, and that right there will sway my decision with Pernell outboxing Shane. The athleticism, ring IQ, the pedigree, and the speed will be too much for Shane. Shane will have a moment here and there because sometimes Whitaker will have mental lapses, but it would not be enough. Whitaker, unanimous decision.
All right. Zone. How do you see this matchup?
I got Whitaker by decision. I have it looking similar to the Floyd Mayweather fight. Maybe without the big punch, because Pernell, real slick with the head movement. And when you kind of hit him, he takes a lot off the punches. So I got Pernell with the fight looking exactly like the Mayweather fight, with the exception of the big punch in round 2. So, I see it like 10-2 Pernell Whitaker points.
Okay. 92 AKU. I think you have to watch the Mosley Oscar fight at 147. Actually, Shane won, but unless you feel Oscar won, but I think Mosley did win that fight. Not just the judges, but I think he won that first fight. Battle. How do you see it?
I got Whitaker.
Okay. Just say that, all right?
He's too sharp.
Sharp. Yeah, man. I don't know if it'll be I'm gonna have to go to Whitaker, but I think it's tough though. You know what I mean? I think Mosley even knocks him down early. I think Mosley catches him, and then Whitaker gets a little discipline. Mosley was very dangerous early. Some of you mentioned the Mosley fight. I'm sorry, the Mayweather fight. So he might even drop Whitaker early. But I think Whitaker gets up, fights a little more disciplined, and closes out that matchup. It is competitive, though. So I don't sleep on Mosley, but, I still think, Whitaker wins. But the chat, let's see what they say. 1 for Whitaker, 2 for Mosley. Go ahead and put it in the chat. And this will be the winner of the semifinal. They'll move on to the final, which we will have tomorrow. All right. With the rest of the lineup, which includes fighters like Tito Trinidad and all these other guys. All right. Woo. Okay. Hodges, 1, 1, 1, 1. A bunch of ones for number 1. Okay. How about that? Pernell Whitaker. It's a clean sweep, it looks like. Look at that. So Pernell Whitaker moves on, guys. If anybody in the panel wants to join tomorrow, I'll be around. It's either going to be 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, when I'm going to do the other half and the final. If any of you guys want to join me tomorrow.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Everybody in the chat as well. I will post the bracket a little later so you guys can see it in the community page. I want to thank everyone who joined me tonight. This was fun. Okay, and after we do tomorrow, on Monday, we're going to do another draft for, I don't know which weight class yet. Might do heavyweight or middleweights. So we're going to do another draft and stuff like that. Okay. So I see Zone's on here, but he did give his vote. So once again, guys, thank you a lot. Do any of you guys have any final words or anything like that before I close this one up?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for inviting me, man. Man, you're one of the few boxing channels I listen to, man. You have a real good show. You're a true boxing guy, man. And I'm not going to jump on anybody's show anymore. They talk a lot of nonsense, so I took a step back. But, anytime I could be on the show and lend my opinion, man, it's a pleasure. And, the panel, man, shout out to the panel. This is real boxing talk, man. That's what boxing needs, man. And, with boxing being on hiatus because of the virus, man, you can always look at old fighters and fights. I've been looking at Matthew Saad Muhammad and Bobby Chacon. I look at 3 or 4 fights a day, man. Look at a fight, Bobby Chacon versus Cornelius Boza Edwards and Bazooka Lamone, Rafael Bazooka Lamone, the 4th fight. Probably the best fight I've ever seen. But, it's a pleasure being on your show, man. And, shout out to the chat and the panel. And,
you said the 4th fight, right?
Yeah, the 4th fight.
Right,
Bazooka Lamone and Bobby Chacon.
Good, check that one out. If I've watched it, I forgot. So, and if I haven't, it'll be a treat, I'm sure. So
it's an amazing fight, man.
All right, awesome. All right, man. Hey, Zone, good to have you on, bro. A long time. No, I haven't spoken to you in a long time.
Yes, sir. I'm still here, man. We just be doing our thing, man. We'll be here tomorrow, though. We're getting it together.
Hey, EJ, tell everybody about your hater report really quick before we go.
L Dog. So
EJ a hater.
Yeah. So L Dog. Yeah. One of them guys there. He's from Unbiased's channel. So he must have said that Triple G was the fighter of the decade, and then furthermore, he compounded that by saying Marvin Hagler's resume was overrated. I have him live on HD on the hate report. If you want to go check out my channel, EJ Boxer Live, go and get some jokes and see how I went in on him. And that was really good, man. Listen, I got burnt. He's actually in my comment or one of my videos to kind of explain. He's saying, I called him a racist, and then I said to him, but anyway, you can see the chat if you want to go. So you can check that out. It's quite funny. But I'm gonna get him again, L Dog, if you don't know. So yeah, but hey, listen, D-Stars, man, I really enjoyed it. I invited Zone, I invited Battle, and I was inviting some other guys because we done a hangout earlier on. We done a heavyweight BT Sports. They done a bracket heavyweight one, so you guys can check it out. And it took, listen, I looked at the thing, it took 3 hours, but it took another 2 hours to sort out the brackets as well. So we're doing it as well. And you actually inspired me because when we were doing it yesterday to actually do that. So I really enjoyed this tournament and I really enjoyed the matchups. I really enjoyed listening to everyone on the panel and get a real insight and different perspective from everyone's views. And really a pleasure, man. And I really look forward to tomorrow. Is Keith Furman on the one tomorrow, right? Is Keith Furman?
Yep. He's on there,
yeah. So tomorrow's gonna be lit, bro. And also as well, man. You guys, man, I really appreciate it, man. Thanks very much, D-Stars.
Absolutely, man. And really quick, Curtis, before we go, tell everybody about the 3 Wise Men of Boxing, bro. When to catch it?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes, I'm part of the 3 Wise Men of Boxing. It's me, the phenomenal Scrapbook Boxing, and the great Stormy B, man. We're a 3-headed monster team. We do a show every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go on Stormy's B-Man Boxing channel and look at last Thursday's show. We did Joe Lewis. We went deep into his career, a profile. We're going to be profiling fighters, do stuff like the ring entrances and all kinds of stuff, man. You know, we're going to do something on Salvador Sanchez and Rafael Gomez. That was a great fight, man. So, you know, we got big things. That's 3 Wise Men of Boxing every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.
Yo, my man, can you put that in the chat? Like, put that in on the live feed or deal so I can find the channel? Because I mean, I might not spell it right. Stormy D, whatever, or his channel. So
I'll shoot you I'll give you the link, EJ.
All right, yeah, cool. All right, fair enough. That's good, man. I want to check that out. Yeah.
All right, guys, this is D-Style Boxing. I gotta roll. I'm going to bed. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
All right, man.